Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Poppy Handayani from Accounting Class AA. Here I will review and discuss about Jepara Batik. Due to a pandemic like this, the place where selling and making batik is limited to visitors. So I can only explaining through videos and a little explanation. Before I explain to Jepara Batik, I will first explain to definition batik in general. Okay, what is batik? Batik is the work of the Indonesian people, which is a blend of art and technology by the ancestor of the Indonesian nation. Indonesian batik can develop to an incomparable level both in design or motif and process. Various types of batik that are full of meaning and philosophy will continue to be explored from various customs and cultures that develop in Indonesia. Batik motif, according to the Big Indonesian Dictionary, motifs are patterns or patterns. A motif is a pattern that is shaped in such a way as to produce a variety of forms. Next, I will explain a brief to history Jepara Batik. According to history, the origin of batik in Jepara was during the reign of Queen Kalinyamat. At the time, Queen Kalinyamat would serve as a respect rule in Jepara. He once gave worship or respect to Joko Tingkir, who at the time stopped at Jepara. The offering given by Queen Kalinyamat to Joko Tingkir was a piece of cloth in the form of batik cloth, but at the time the name itself was not batik but Kalijaga. But the process of making it was the same as batik. The figure behind the development of Jepara batik, batik itself just triumphed and was known by the wider community in Jepara, namely during the time of Raden Ajeng Kartini. He learned batik from his mother, Mrs. Ngasira. In the past, batik activities were carried out in the district pavilion. After Raden Ajeng Kartini was proficient in batik, he then took the penggawa or courtiers in the district pavilion to participate in batik as well. In addition, Raden Ajeng Kartini also took the surrounding community, especially women, to participate in batik as well. Since then, the women have their own livelihood, namely batik. The batik motif created by Raden Ajeng Kartini are Mataram motif. Until in 1898, Raden Ajeng Kartini and her two sisters, Rukmini and Kardina, sent their work to participate in the National Exhibition of Women's Work or National Tentoonstelling for Vrouw Narbit, which was held in The Hague, Netherlands. Kartini works they were greatly admired and received special attention from Sri Ratu Wilhelmina and Queen Mother Queen Emma, who really appreciates all the effort of Raden Ajeng Kartini and her two sisters to preserve local culture, namely batik. At every opportunity, Raden Ajeng Kartini always wears homemade batik clothes. This is done to introduce local culture in Jepara to the outside world. Next, I will explain about motif Jepara batik. Jepara batik use relief carving motif and floral patterns of flora and fauna. Jepara batik is inspired by the Jepara carving pattern and the characteristic of typical Jepara batik. What is the motif Jepara batik? First, Parang Poro motif. 2. Lunglungan motif. 3. Setaman flower motif. 4. Elung Bimo Kurdo motif. 5. Sido Aru motif. And the last, Sekar Jagat Bumi Kartini motif. Next, I will tell you where to sell batik in Jepara. There are 4 ways to make batik, including written batik, stamp printing, screen printing batik. Jepara batik itself used the batik use the batik tulis technique, and workplace are selling and making batik in Jepara. First, batik Jepara Kembang Mulyo. 2. Batik Jepara Sekar. Next, Inten Belt Weaving Batik Jepara. Next, Nabila Batik. Next, Workshop Batik Jepara Sekar. Nusa Bima Batik Jepara. Next, Batik Art. Sinta Handicraft and Typical Jepara Batik. Jepara Weaving and Jepara Batik. Next, Wisesa Batik. Next, Aura Batik. Kahuripan Batik Clothing Store. And the last, Batik Check. For rapid era of globalization, where everything is modern, for example with the development of clothing and clothing models, where our generation went to show the modernity of the clothes they wear and little by little are starting to live the culture of their nation. In Indonesia itself, whose generation is starting to leave a legacy in this world in the form of batik. They think that batik is ancient and only worn by adults, not for the younger generation. Even though wearing batik doesn't make you look old at all. It actually makes you more mature and is proof of love for the homeland. Because therefore, the younger generation is required to be able to innovate by making batik as something more modern. Okay, I think that's enough our discussion this time. Hopefully, it can provide information for all of you, and hopefully, we as the younger generation are able to preserve world heritage, one of which is proudly using domestic product. More or less, I apologize. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you.